All right, today we're jumping into something that's, well, it's one of the toughest, but also one of the most game-changing skills a coach can have. We're talking about how to navigate those really strong client emotions. Get this right, and it can totally define your coaching career. So, let's just imagine for a second. You're in a session, it's going great, you're in the flow, and then bam, your client's eyes just well up with tears, or maybe their voice gets really tight with anger. What is your gut reaction? I mean, your first instinct. Be honest with yourself, because how you handle that one moment is exactly what we're going to unpack today. We like to call this the emotional flashpoint. It's that make or break moment where a session either goes really deep and leads to a breakthrough, or it just kind of hits a wall and stops cold. It's the ultimate test of your skill and really your presence as a coach. And in that flashpoint, our brain just goes into overdrive, right? That internal voice starts screaming, "Oh no, what did I say? I gotta fix this. Quick, change the subject. How do I make them feel better, like right now?" That instinct to solve, to soothe, to just make the discomfort go away, it's so common. But here's the thing. What if that instinct is completely wrong? And that leads us to the absolute core of this whole explainer. We're calling it the Great Reframe. It's all about completely shifting how you think about emotion inside of a coaching conversation. Here's the most important shift you can make. Ready? The emotion isn't the problem you have to get around. The emotion is the information. It's the data. It's the very thing that can help your client unlock what really, truly matters to them. Just think about it for a sec. When we rush in to fix the sadness or try to calm down the anger, what we're really saying to our client is, hey, that feeling? Not welcome here. We just blow right past the very thing that could lead to an insight. We miss the flashing neon sign that's pointing directly to a core value, a hidden fear, or some powerful untapped motivation. So this is our new approach. Instead of fixing, our job is to create space. That's it. To just allow the emotion to be there. Because you know what? When a strong emotion is seen and validated, instead of being fixed, that deeper issue often comes to the surface all by itself. Now look, this isn't just some nice, fluffy idea. This is a core professional standard. Let's actually look at the gold standard for coaching, which is set by the International Coaching Federation, the ICF. The ICF is the organization that provides all the ethical guidelines and core competencies that really define what it means to be a professional coach anywhere in the world. So their framework is going to be our guide for handling these tricky moments with real skill and integrity. And it all boils down to this, core competency number 5, which is maintains presence. And the key is right there in the definition. It's not about doing something specific. It's about a state of being with your client, being open, being flexible, grounded, and confident. And if you dig into this competency, the instructions are crystal clear. The ICF says a coach has to manage their own emotions to stay present, and they have to show confidence when working with a client's strong emotions. So this isn't some optional nice to have. It is a required professional skill, period. There's actually some really cool neuroscience behind why this works. When a client gets emotional, their brain kind of goes into the red zone. Fight or flight mode is on, and their ability to get new insights is basically offline. Your calm presence literally acts as a co-regulator. Your calm nervous system helps soothe theirs, shifting their brain out of that red zone and into the blue zone, where confidence, creativity, and new ideas can actually happen. Okay, so we get the why. That makes sense. Now let's get into the how. What do you actually do? Here are some really practical tools you can start using in your very next session. It can be as simple as this 3-step process. First, just notice and acknowledge. It can be as simple as saying, "I noticed your voice got a little tight just then." That's it. Second, hold space. Okay, this is the hardest part. You have to resist that urge to jump in and fix it. Just be present. Let there be silence. And then third, explore it as data. Get curious. Ask questions like, what is this anger telling you? Or where are you feeling that sadness in your body? This little chart just lays it out so clearly. The common mistake is to react, to try to manage the emotion for them. So when a client cries, don't rush in with a tissue. Instead, just offer your presence. Take your time. I'm right here with you. If they get angry, don't get defensive or try to calm them down. Instead, invite them in. Tell me more about that frustration. If they're scared, don't jump to, "It'll be okay." Instead, get curious. What feels scary about that? See the difference? We're not managing the emotion, we're partnering with it. And please remember this crucial point about holding space. Silence is one of your most powerful coaching tools. It's not empty space. It's not awkward. It's creative space. It's where the client can actually hear themselves think and where the big aha moments happen. Your job is just to get comfortable sitting in that silence with them. Now, being confident with emotion also means being really clear on your professional boundaries. And this brings us to that super important, crucial line between coaching and therapy. So according to the ICF, the difference is really clear. Coaching is focused on the future. It's like building a rocket ship to get to a new destination. It's about taking someone who is already functioning well and helping them maximize their potential. Therapy, on the other hand, is often focused on healing things from the past. It's designed to unpack deep emotional wounds. As coaches, we're in the business of building, not diagnosing or treating. So how do you know when a client might need more than you can offer? Well, the ICF gives us a really key question to ask ourselves. And that question is this client's issue interfering with their ability to function in their daily life? We're talking about basic things like self-care, getting to work, and their relationships. And here are some specific red flags that should tell you a referral to a therapist might be the right call. If the issue's been going on for weeks and it's really affecting their work or home life, or if you feel like you're stuck on a hamster wheel with them, hitting the same recurring block over and over. If they seem really anchored to a past trauma, or if the issue is just clearly outside of what you're qualified to handle, in any of those cases, referring them is not a failure. It's our ethical responsibility. Okay, so let's circle all the way back to where we started, back to that emotional flashpoint. With this new mindset and these new tools, that whole moment can change completely. And this right here, this is the ultimate payoff. When you, the coach, can stay present, stay grounded, and stay curious, that moment of intense emotion is no longer a crisis you have to manage. It actually becomes the doorway to your client's most powerful, most profound breakthrough. I want to leave you with this one last thought, because it's so powerful. Your comfort level sets the ceiling for the conversation. Just let that sink in for a minute. The depth your client is willing to go is directly tied to the depth that you can comfortably hold space for. So the final question isn't about your client, it's about you. What is your real comfort level with a client's tears, with their anger, with silence? Where is the ceiling that you, maybe without even realizing it, are setting for your client's growth? That's something worth thinking about.